Hey there everybody, it's Evan Rogers coming back at you with some more exciting JLPT N5 vocabulary stuff. And this is after a break. Sorry, I got sick, so my voice was all craptoonskis, and it is Easter, so my phone is exploding with photos going back and forth. We had a fun time. My daughter was painting eggs and looking for eggs, and she screamed a lot because she didn't want me to change her into her Easter dress. But then when she was in her Easter dress, she was happy, so I don't know. Crazy kids. Here we go. We are number 26. This is vocab, and so you just need to know how words work. And honestly, you do need to know some grammar. So here we go. We got 知らない言葉がありましたから先生に blank しました. Okay, so here we have 知らない, which is a negative plain form verb. So that makes it an adjective. All negative verbs in the plain form are e adjectives. You see the e at the end, 知らない. 知らない、知る、知ってる. 知る is to know something. So 知らない言葉. Kotoba is a word, or maybe even words. I think it could also mean languages. Japanese is very vague when it comes to words like this. 知らない言葉. So basically this means words, and then when you have a verb coming before, maybe I should say a verbal, so an e adjective or even a verb coming before a noun, kotoba is a noun. What we do is we say the noun that verbs. So the nouns, so kotoba, so words that I don't know. And notice how we added I to this little clause, the words that I don't know. That's just implied. You just kind of have to assume who the subject of this verb is. So we have a verb and it's to not know something, and we kind of have to just guess who doesn't know it, right? So I'm going with I don't know words. So words that I don't. Notice how that almost sounds like an adjective word. I don't know words. Like that's how an adjective would modify a noun. But what we're doing is we're doing word in English. We would say words that I don't know. Okay, so words that I don't know, ga arimashita. So the verb is arimashita, which is there is something, something exists. And the thing that does exist is marked by the ga particle. So there are, so arimashita, there are, or there were, past tense, complete. There were words. What kind of words were they? They were words that were shiranai, words that I didn't understand. Kara, so once again we have kara, so just be careful. This modified, it means because, or really means from, but it means because here is the better translation of it. Kara modifies what comes before it. So we say because what comes before it, what comes after it is the effect. So be careful, because if you don't remember that it says because of what comes before it, you might actually read the sentence backwards. I've talked about this in numerous videos. So if we say 知らない言葉がありました, there were words I didn't know, and then we say because, just like that, there were words I didn't know because, that would be incorrect. It would be backwards. We'd have the opposite thing that we're saying. This would be what I just said implies that there is a reason that I didn't know the words. But really what it is the fact that I didn't know the words is the reason for whatever comes after it. So because of X, Y is, possibly true. Okay, so we're stating this, and we're basing it off of the assumption that I didn't know the words. So, 知らない言葉がありましたから. So, because I didn't understand the words, 先生に blank しました. Okay, so we have a verb. Well, first off, sensei is teacher. And we have the ni particle here. Ni is the most annoying particle in Japanese. It means to a location at a time. It's the passive marker. It's a by. There's so many translations of ni that I don't even want to get into it all right here. Generally, what it means when we're talking about people, and especially with verbs of giving or receiving, it means the other person. So whoever there's a bunny hopping outside. Here comes Peter Cottontail. That's good because it is Easter. Hippity hoppity, give me some chocolate. Anyway, sensei here would be the other person. And that's a hint. The fact there's a ni here followed by a blank shimashita. This verb is not in the passive form, which if you're doing the JLPT N5, you don't really know what the passive form is. So don't worry. I have a video on it if you want to find it, but just ignore what I'm saying for now. So that basically means that it's the other person. So we're going to be doing something to the other person, or we will be giving something to the person, or we will be receiving something to the other person from the other person. So what that means is, in a weird way, one of these verbs are in some way, shape, or form verbs of giving or receiving. So let's go through here and think about it. Let's go. Number one is shitsumon. Shitsumon plus the verb shimasu or suru would mean to question, like literally to question, or a little bit more politely, to ask a question. Students don't really question their teachers; they really ask a question to their teachers. So shitsumon shimashita would be I asked a question. Because there were words I didn't know, I asked the teacher. That sounds like very much the appropriate way of handling the situation. This is the correct answer. So do you see how asking a question involves a second party? So you have to ask someone a question, and that's where this ni is coming in. Because you're asking a question to someone, the teacher, that's why there's a ni there, okay? This is the correct answer. Number one is shitsumon. So sorry if you were waiting for suspense and drawn out, all that sort of stuff. Sensei ni benkyou shimashita doesn't really make sense. You studied... I mean, it could almost mean you studied with the teacher, but no, not really. Renshu is to practice. So you practiced to the teacher? No. By the way, you studied with the teacher and you practiced with the teacher, or you did a class. Jugyo is a lesson, a class, so you had a lesson with your teacher. That idea of with your... Yesterday I made a video about an inappropriate topic regarding squid and the making love therein. And we pointed out how the idea of with a something or with a noun has two translations in English. If we say, I did something with, and then we have a noun after it, it actually has two meanings. I eat cereal with a spoon, so that'd be the tool that you use to eat cereal, most likely. Or I ate cereal with my daughter. Does that make sense? You see how I'm not using my daughter to scoop food in my mouth, and I'm not like, with my spoon, like that feeling. So you see how there's two different meanings. One is using a tool, and one is together with somebody I love, or something like that. Or maybe not love, but with somebody. So that feeling of with someone is not so much ni. It's much more of a to feeling. So to. So Sensei to benkyou shimashita? Great. Sensei to renshu shimashita? Might be a little bit weird because your teacher probably already knows it, but it works. You can practice with your teacher. Sensei to jugyo shimashita? That works, but it's a little bit odd. Not really, but it's not quite what you might think it means. So sensei, because it's a ni here, shitsumon is the best answer. You asked your teacher a question. And that's how that ni particle functions in verbs that are somewhat like giving. Maybe I should say verbs that require a second party to function properly. I gave some cheese to someone. I asked a question to my teacher. I learned this from my teacher. I don't know. I said this to somebody. That's how these ni particles work in situations like that. Hopefully that's helpful. It's a little bit confusing, but the ni particle's a real tricky son of a gun, I say. Have yourselves a great day. Peace out.